What's up, Team Boom people?
So big, you can't even see my face. Ballin' on the court, make 'em chase. Buzzer beater, shot clock, first place.
People. All right, today they had some new equipment announced for the Brunswick brands, and I wanted to put something together. I know some of these guys that have channels are able to immediately put out content with the bowling balls that are literally announced today. I don't have that ability, but I did want to take a look at the stuff that's coming out. I know when this stuff comes out, I look forward to it, see what they got coming. Typically, it's some pretty good information on here. One of the first things that comes up in the email is the Ethos. So by Brunswick, the Ethos Hybrid. So the Ethos Hybrid, and I'll pull up the specs in the video here right about now. The Ethos Hybrids emerged as one of the Brunswick's, Ethos emerged as one of the Brunswick's most successful balls of 2023. A bigger, polished, symmetric fit the line, and the ball delivered a bigger, symmetric motion than Brunswick had seen. Expanding the goal of producing a well-rounded line, the new Ethos Hybrid fills voids by delivering a full hybrid version with excellent overall motion. The new Ethos Hybrid combines savvy hook and cohesion with a 2000 finish. So it's got that cohesion, HK22 and cohesion in it, it looks like. Comes with a 2000 finish, so it's got a dull finish on it. But 2000 grit's not super dull. That's a good finish, and it'll lane shine up pretty good. It'll be shiny 10 games in. It comes with a 2000 finish to create a ball that isn't afraid of oil but doesn't burn up, and it continues through the pins. Do not get caught overlooking the Ethos Hybrid this bowling season. So let's look up the specs on this thing. Let's see what we got. All right. According to Brunswick, let's see. According to Brunswick, where does this fall in line? So the Ethos Pearl looks like more than the Endeavor, but less than the Beyond Infinity. And that Ethos Hybrid looks like it falls right in between those two, with all-purpose. So yeah, kind of a medium strength, medium shape. That's what I'm kind of expecting out of this ball. I did a video on the Mantra not too long ago. If you haven't watched it, go see that if you don't mind. How much I like medium stuff. I don't like stuff that goes super long. I don't like stuff that goes super early. I like stuff that's about medium, at least on a lot of stuff. Obviously, I like having a lot of different things for a lot of different situations, but yeah, the Ethos Hybrid. Now, I personally didn't drill the Ethos, but I heard a lot of good things about the Ethos, the Pearl one that came out before this. A lot of people really like that ball. I didn't drill it because I got to say no to some. Having said that, I do have all of the new Brunswick releases coming. I will be drilling up all of the ones that just got announced. So be looking on the lookout for those videos going forward. So that's where that falls. Now, this ball with a symmetrical core has a RG of 2.481 and a differential of 0.053. So what that tells me is it does have a core in it that's going to rev up. The core is going to get revving up, try to get revving up anyway a little sooner. There are lower RGs, but that's what that RG is. The lower the number, the earlier the core will start to try to get revved up. And the differentials 0.053, which is a fairly high, pretty high differential, which means lots of flare. So this ball it is hybrid. I am going to drill it. I do feel like it kind of falls into the same gap as some stuff I've already drilled, but if you haven't drilled something like this, a symmetrical ball that falls in the middle, this may be a good option for you. especially if you like new stuff. I like bowling balls, the new releases, right? Like I like to, everybody's got their hobbies. My hobby is drilling bowling balls and seeing what they do. So personally, I just keep drilling bowling balls, but to each their own on that. But if you're looking for that ball that's right in the middle somewhere, that's got some teeth but not too crazy, sounds like this might fall into that category. But we will soon see. All right, let's take a look at the next ball, the Rhino Pro, the Ivory Rhino Pro. So this one here, when I first seen the picture of it, I don't typically drill up super low end stuff. I have drilled up some raws. I had drilled up a Rhino Pro before, but I didn't catch that this was a Rhino Pro. Once I seen it was a Rhino Pro, I was like, it kind of piqued my interest a little bit, you know. And I like these balls that come out that are like real bright white and silver and things like that. I don't know. I just seem like I want to drill those all the time. So once I realized it was another Rhino Pro, it's kind of a follow-up from the teal Rhino Pro, I was like, maybe I will drill that. So yeah, I'm going to drill this one, and this one's going to be coming out with the HK22 on it, right? So I'll be a little curious about that one. So it says here about the Ivory Rhino Pro. Few names are as famous in bowling as the Rhino Pro. The Rhino Pro was the first reactive bowling balls on the market for Brunswick, and they're still remembered fondly. With a flair of yesterday's nostalgia and today's technology, the teal Rhino Pro made a triumphant return 30 years after its initial release. Well, with the success of the teal Rhino Pro, has made way for a new bolder version to stampede onto the scene, and we're excited to introduce the Ivory Rhino Pro. I don't know if I'll like it, or at least I don't know how much I'll get to use it, but it sure is pretty. I'm sure I'll get use at it in tournaments, especially when the lanes are burnt up. Bowlers out there that struggle with speed may be looking forward to this, or maybe you bowl on a bowling alley that's got a lot of friction and you just need something to get through the fronts. My guess is this could very well be an option for you. We'll be making a video of this one, so be on the lookout for that. But looking forward to that. Pretty excited about that one. Okay, so it says the success of the... So the carryover from the teal to the ivory is simple yet effective. It's got the vintage light bulb core, loved for its predictability, durability, and power. And the Ivory Rhino Pro's shiny finish with the HK22 Activator Plus 3.0 pearl cover will be cleaner and more angular than its predecessor, which, yeah, the other teal Rhino Pro was very predictable on the back end. But this one is... Mrs. Boom just got home. You got your hair done? Yeah. He was just wanting to know what I was doing, that's all. Anyway, so the Ivory Rhino Pro shiny finish, HK22. So this one, I'll be curious. I'll be definitely curious. Definitely potentially a good option to go to whenever the lanes open up and they get dried up. So the next thing that comes up on here is the... I'll probably say it wrong. Somebody can correct me in the comments if I'm saying it wrong. But the next one is the track Criterion. I'll have to Google that word, see what that means. Bowlers put their trust in track to deliver on promise and exceptional performance on revolutionary technological leaps. The Paradox, the Paragon, and the Archetype all exhibited an evolution of multi-dense core designs to set new standards for versatility performance on the lanes. Criterion and its new core design expand on what's come before it and delivers. Criterion will be the choice when needing a ball unafraid of oil. The choice you need traction, but you cannot sacrifice energy on the back end. They've been doing that a lot lately. A lot of their really strong, solid covers, asymmetricals, you know, that you typically can't get left and get the ball to come off the spot because they're just so strong. They just die down lane. Lately, they've been coming out with a lot of stuff that don't do that. That new Mesmerize is really good about not dying down lane. The hitter last year, that solid asymmetrical, I was really happy with how it didn't quit down lane. So yeah, they've definitely starting to figure that out and make that really good. So on top of the QR cover with the HK22 base, then it's got the Criterion MD core. It says make the right ball choice for any reasons for anyone. So yeah, this is going to be hooky, you know, lots of hook. But let's pull up the info sheet on that one. So it's a solid. I think I said that already. For 15 pounds, the RG is 2.50, differential 0.052, asymmetrical differential 0.018. So that kind of seems very familiar with some of the specs they've given out on some of the other really good solid ASIMs lately. So kind of similar there. Now, even though it's similar, it may not react the same because cover stocks mean a lot. Like cover stocks, the cores mean a lot too, but those cover stocks can really change how the ball rolls. So another ball very, very much looking forward to checking out and seeing what it can do. Next ball that comes up, they've got an ebonite Visiball. Visiball looks pretty good for a spare ball. I'm not going to obviously do a review on that. Not going to do any specs on that because it's a plastic ball. It goes straight. There's your review. They've got Radical's got a No Doubt and a Zig Zag solid. Let's take a look at those. So on the No Doubt, this one I'm pretty curious about too. If you read up on this one, features a newly designed super symmetrical core, and their goal was to create a ball with asymmetrical characteristics yet a longer hook window so it could be used a greater range of lane conditions by various styles. The key here is that they designed a super symmetrical ball with a core that will maintain its axis rotation longer, making it less likely to roll forward at the end of the pattern. Alright, so the question is that a marketing thing? Well, I can tell you that Radical's not about making stuff up. So there's something to that. So that sounds pretty exciting. With an RG of 2.48, it's a good low-ish RG. As I said earlier about lower RGs, it'll get the core wanting to get into a roll a little bit sooner. And then differential of 0.051, fairly strong. It's strong enough. It's pretty good. The No Doubt is strong enough to handle on medium patterns, and most importantly, we love the way it goes through the pins. We think the No Doubt will be a game-changing symmetrical ball. After drilling numbers support this, you can get a total differential all the way up to 0.059. Of course, that's dependent on how you drill the ball. You definitely want, if you want that out of that ball, talk to your local pro shop. If you're near me, come see me. If you're not near me, travel hundreds of miles and come see me. It's whatever. But go to your local pro shop and talk to them about it. There is ways to do that. Putting the pin up higher and things like that, drilling the ring finger a little deeper. There's just ways you can raise that differential. And an intermediate differential of 0.14 if drilled with a suggested max flip drilling. So let's take a look at the info sheet on this. We got 15 pound, I talked about that already. 2.48, 0.051, I talked about that already. So it's a symmetrical ball that I guess it's saying you can make it asymmetrical. That's definitely different. But I don't know. I'll have to look into that. An intermediate differential 0.014 if you drill it with a suggested. Okay. Well, we all know like your thumb hole on a symmetrical ball, your thumb hole becomes the intermediate differential. So I guess that's probably, if my guess is right, putting it in a way where your thumb hole is going and making it the intermediate differential, making it asymmetrical. It's got to touch the core. Once it touches the core, it changes the shape of the core, and then can make it an asymmetrical. So I'm going to look more into that. Maybe in my when I do the video on this ball, I'll have more information on that. It's, you know, but that's interesting. I like that. And then Radical also is coming out with a Zig Zag solid. Now the Zig Zag, I didn't hear a lot of people really talk about that ball, but I love that ball. I'm not really sure why I didn't hear a lot about that ball, but it was I loved it. I threw it a lot. I just seemed to constantly go to that ball. Once I changed my grip, I don't have a Zig Zag anymore, So I won't be able to do a comparison whenever this ball comes to me. I think they discontinued the Zig Zag, and then now they come out with another Zig Zag that's a solid. It's a strong, continuous, asymmetrical ball, an RG of 2.50. It's going to have the same numbers pretty much as the other Zig Zag. Differential 0.045, that's right in that medium. And a differential of 0.015. I would still consider that a medium as well. So you got like a lot of medium there. Medium RG, medium differential, and medium asymmetrical. Sounds like something I'm going to like. So definitely drilling that up. So I'll be curious to see how that works up. It says total differential range after drilling can be as low as 0.030 and as high as 0.057. So that's all about where you're putting the pin. You put the pin lower, the differential is going to go down. You put the pin higher, the differential is going to go up. And then, of course, the intermediate differential can change based on where you put that as well. Of course, the Zig Zag is an asymmetrical. So let's look on the info sheet here. See if there's anything else we want to go over as soon as it loads. Sorry, I'm using my phone. And it's being funny. Okay, Safari couldn't open that. Alright, let's try that again. There it goes. Okay. HK22 in the cover. Hyperkinetic solid. Comes at 1500 finish, which means it's going to hook a ton. And then it's going to calm down a little bit once you throw it a little bit and get a shine on it. It'll probably still hook, I'm sure, but it's, you know, it won't be so early once you get a little bit of lane shine on it. 1500 for me, a lot of times, I mean, I'll just throw it at 1500. It won't take long and that ball is going to shine up. It does take a little longer for 1500 to shine up versus 2000. But usually when it's 1500 at the beginning, once it shines up, it's usually pretty good. I don't typically mess with that, so I'm going to leave that alone for then, and then we'll see what it does. I talked about the specs already. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to this one. Because like I said, good colors too. I like everything purple. So purple and black. It's going to be a good one, I think. So we'll see. So yeah, there's your new releases by Brunswick. I hope I didn't leave anything out. Let me double check. I believe I went over everything. Should have talked about, yep, I did. Okay, so I'll be trying to have this information out as soon as I can get it out. Thank you for you guys that have been patient and still following me. If you haven't subscribed and liked, please do so in the video. I'd appreciate it. I am going to try to keep putting this content out, try to get as informational as possible. I think I'm going to kind of get back to really explaining some of the layouts on some of these bowling balls too, and why I'm choosing the layout on it, and then what that layout looks like. I think a lot of people don't realize on these bowling balls, if you look at the bowling ball, you can kind of just tell, even though you don't know the person's PAP, you can have if you have a general understanding, if the person that hooks the ball, you can have a general understanding of some things right out of the gate just by looking at the ball. Then of course, to really understand what the layout's doing, you got to know the person's PAP. But I can tell you that if the mass bias is kicked way out and the pin is way up, I can tell you that the first number on the dual angle layout is probably pretty low. And I can tell you that the third number on that dual angle layout is probably pretty low as well. So just looking at that. But I'm going to try to start going over that in my videos. You guys can feel free to complain to me if I don't do that perfectly, but I will do that, try to get to where I'm doing that again. I think I've kind of skipped over some of that, and I apologize about that. So yeah, like and subscribe. The more followers I get, the more I can kind of push toward having time to get this stuff out to you guys. And I want to be informative so that you guys are having the information that you need when you go to purchase bowling balls. These bowling balls are not going to be available. Hold on, I'm going to find out the release date. Let me see. Usually it says, oh, October 24th. October 24th is going to be the release date, so you can pre-order these a lot of times, and you'll be able to purchase them and start throwing them. Y'all should be able to start throwing them on October 24th. Is that what I just said? That's how bad my brain is. I done forgot. Yeah, October 24th. So right before Halloween. So keep a lookout for these videos. I do have those balls on the way. They're not here yet. I definitely encourage you to watch some other guys' videos that have them. There's some really good ones out there that are able to get this stuff early. I'm a real fan of Brunswick's channel. I watch his channels a lot of times to get his take on something too, because I trust his opinion on a lot of that he's looking at. So Brunswick, if you catch this, you know, keep up the good work. But I'll also try to give my opinion as well. More opinions, the better. And maybe I'll catch something that he doesn't, and maybe he'll catch something that I don't. So having said that, till the next one, boom out.